What's up everyone, this is Horizon, and today we're going to see if the Fume Knight from Dark Souls 2 has what it takes to beat Elden Ring. Let's go. Okay, I'm very stoked to see how this run goes. I feel like we're going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, one more hit, and yeah. Margit got demolished. We took out almost half of his health with a single hit, so can't wait to see how the rest of this run goes. Okay, and now with Margit out of the way, Godrick is next. Okay, time to smack up Godrick. Okay, never mind. That input didn't work at all. Are we all ready? Yep. 2 hits, and he's already prepping his phase 2. Okay. Big stomp. He just completely whiffed. And there we go. Yeah, I guess with the size of our Ultra Greatsword, it makes sense that we're just taking like a quarter of the boss's health out with each hit. Okay, before we move on, if you enjoy videos like this, definitely feel free to subscribe as it helps the channel out a ton, and I put videos out like this weekly. Okay, now with Godrick out of the way, we are off to Rennala. This fight seems like the perfect opportunity to use this. Let's see, and did we get all 3 students with that? Okay, we hear singing, so clearly it wasn't, surprisingly. Did we even get 2, or? Okay. Yeah, it looks like she's about to drop. Bro, come on. I was like, damage-wise, I know for sure we can one-cycle her. It's just a matter of attack speed and if we actually land the hits. All right, jumping attack. Wow. Was not expecting it to do half of her health, or I guess more than. Which means that that second hit finished the fight up for us. Just absolutely dog-walking all the bosses here with Fume Knight. All right, and with Rennala out of the way, that means Radahn is next. All right, Radahn time. Let's go. Again, just completely chunking him. He's doing some damage to us. Also, it is pretty commonly accepted that Fume Knight is the hardest Dark Souls 2 boss, right? Like, I feel like that's all I remember ever hearing about him. If you had another boss that was more difficult for you in Dark Souls 2, definitely let me know because I'm curious. It just seems like it's fairly unanimous. But again, also with like Dark Souls 3, for me, I thought it was pretty clear that Midir was going to be everyone's most difficult boss, since he was for me by like a mile. But everyone has different experiences. Like here with me just completely demolishing Radahn like the other bosses. And now that Radahn's been defeated, it's time to pay a visit to the capital. All right, time to bully Goldfrey a little bit. Let's see how this does. It did well for us in Rennala's fight. Yeah, okay, like 2/3 of his health gone with just that. And I guess that was Goldfrey. And now with Goldfrey defeated, that means Morgott is next. Okay, let's go ahead and buff ourselves, giving him plenty of time to land free hits, and he was kind enough to wait until we were done buffing ourselves. Ooh, fire breath. All right, what about here? Ooh, wombo combo. He was trying to get us with the light daggers, but clearly we were unfazed. And now that Morgott's been defeated, that means the fire giant's next. Yeah, fire giant's usually one of the biggest obstacles, if not the biggest obstacle for the early part of the run, just because of how much health he has, and he's able to one-shot a lot of the bosses we play as. But I'm pretty confident with the amount of damage we do that we don't have too much to worry about here. All right, big smash. Oh, yep, big smash sent us right into phase 2. Let's see. Is it worth risking? Oh, probably not, probably not, probably not. Got real scary for a second. Okay, let's just ignore all of the fire and explosions going on and start swinging. Oh, we stunned him. Okay. Will that finish him up? Yes, it will. Yeah, that went really, really fast. Granted, every boss has gone really fast, but Fire Giant specifically normally takes us a little bit just because, like I said, he's got a ton of health. But that wasn't the case this time. All right, now with Fire Giant defeated, that means the Godskin Duo is next. All right, and since we got 2 bosses, it only makes sense to do the AoE attack. Insane damage. All right, Apostle down, Noble down. Oh, wait, nope. He had a little bit of health. Okay, I feel like the Apostle usually respawns faster, so I think that's who's gonna... Yep, that's who we see next. All right, let's start working his health bar down. Wow. Yeah, 4 or 5 hits, and Apostle number 2 is already saying bye-bye. All right, time to smoke the Noble and close this one out. GG's. Okay, now with the Godskin Duo defeated, it's time for Maliketh. Okay, we're going to have to be careful here because even though we do a ton of damage, Maliketh also does a ton of damage, and if bosses can land attacks on us, we are fairly easy to stagger. So we got to be really careful not to give Maliketh any opportunities. Okay, let's dodge. He's definitely mobile. All right, jump to close the gap. Oh, okay, yeah. Bro. Oh, okay, I kind of got stuck in the attack animation. We got staggered at first, and then the attack was able to get pulled off, so kind of started panicking there for a second. All right, now with Maliketh down, it's time for Gideon. Okay, let's buff our sword before we enter the arena, because honestly, we don't have time to listen to Gideon's speech again. So we're going to wrap this up quick. Almost half of his health down already. Oh, he got the flask off. Good for him. Okay, this should finish it up. Not quite. Look at him surviving attacks. That was almost impressive. And now that we've defeated Gideon, it's time for Godfrey and Hoarah. Honestly, I forget the lore of Fume Knight, so like power scaling wise, would he actually have a chance here in Elden Ring, or would he just kind of get stomped by everyone? Oh, Godfrey's doing some damage to us. Okay, we got him to Hoarah. All right. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Bro, that is such a long combo. Okay, thankfully we avoided the big earthquake attack. One more. Oh, no. I thought one more hit. But once we dodge the stomps here, we should be able to close the gap and finish him off. Ooh, that was risky. Probably wasn't worth it, but thankfully this time it paid off. And now that Godfrey and Hoarah have been defeated, it's time to pay a visit to Malenia. All right. We got to be careful and not really get locked in with some of our attacks that have longer animations, because Malenia is very quick and hits super, super hard. All right, we are taking big chunks out of her health, though. Okay, the stomp is crazy. Oh, no. Horrible time for me to use that attack, right as she started waterfowl. Okay, the range on that fire is a lot further than I thought. Ooh, okay. Already made it to phase 2. All right, let's back up for the Aeonia. Can we hit her with it from here? A little too far. All right, stomp. Nope. Okay, she's doing waterfowl. Okay, will the fire work from here? Oh, yeah, it has to. You know what? Let's be risky. Let's do the big AoE. Well, it didn't finish her off, but it did do some damage. I'd say partially worth it. Okay, let's see. All right, this should, yeah. I was going to say, it feels like we're in range. So we're just going to go ahead and finish her off with a fire attack. And now that Malenia has been defeated, there's only one thing standing between us and the Elden throne. All right, Radagon time. Let's see, will the fire attack work on him, or will he reflect it back? Nope, it works on him. Love that. All right, big combo. Okay, that did so much damage. I keep getting thrown off because since we go from Malenia to Radagon, and Malenia has so much more health than Radagon, I expect our damage to do about the same, but it ends up doing quite a bit more. So yeah, already done with Radagon. Okay, let's open up with this. I feel like we got a really good opportunity here to get a lot of damage in. Okay, fire breath's happening. Can we stagger? Oh, we're gonna have to be careful. Yeah, those little light beams do a hilarious amount of damage. There's been multiple runs where that's just completely deleted me. God, Elden Beast is mobile. Thankfully, we're decently quick too, but like, because of our attacks being a little slower, by the time I get something started, it's already swimming away. There we go. Finally got a poise break. And There it is. Just had to get him to hold still for a second. And with that, the Elden Beast has been defeated. And now the only thing left to do is min the Elden Ring and take our place on the Elden Throne. Okay, let's see how we look on the throne. Ooh, he's sneaky, he's hiding. This happened with the Ivory King too. And that concludes the Fume Knight's journey to Elden Lord, starting in Limgrave and ending all the way at the Elden Throne. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next one.